Hi, I'm Jake, and welcome to my lounge. I work really hard all week long, and I love having a place I can come home to just to relax. So in my lounge, I like to watch TV shows and movies, documentaries, listen to hours and hours of vinyl records that I collect, spend time playing games with my family, have friends over to play pool, and just relax. First time, every time. All right, so let's take a quick tour. Future episodes, I'm going to cover different components of this whole space and things that I've done to make it what I enjoy so much. And so I'm going to walk you through real quick, starting with my wall of records. So you can see I've got 24 records that I will keep on the wall. Now some of them are here all the time because of their value, but a lot of them I'm constantly changing around, and records are a great way to kind of mix up the decor of a home, and this is something that we did before I even finished this space down here. So hopefully some of these things are familiar to you, you recognize them. I'll spend a little bit more time in individual episodes. My first episode focusing on one of my favorite artists is going to be about Willie Nelson. I actually have some records on the way right now. I'm constantly purchasing new records that I find interesting. I've got 4 records somewhere in FedEx and UPS and all of that on the way right now from all over the country. But yeah, Willie Nelson's going to be my first individual episode where I just talk about a favorite artist of mine. But you see I've got some Beatles. I've got a second and third state Butcher album. I'll do an entire episode on that. Easily my most valuable albums that I own. Blue Jean Committee. I'm going to do an episode on Blue Jean Committee. I'm a really big fan of Tom Petty, so we'll do an episode on that. Really big fan of Queen, Jack White, Tom Waits, and many other albums. Again, we've got a concert poster of Willie Nelson here. So that's my music wall there. We're kind of nerdy in our household. We really enjoy all things space. We just recently watched the new Perseverance Mars landing. Hopefully you enjoyed that as well. This is actually of the 2017 full lunar eclipse that we went up to Idaho to see, and so we got a picture of that. I don't think this was taken necessarily from Idaho. This might have been taken in Wyoming, actually. But some things that we enjoy about space. We've got some those on the wall there. A little bit more music. When we talk more about the Beatles, why this one's important. Got this picture from New York. We've got the Golden Tee. Like a lot of bars, you've got a Golden Tee game. That's a lot of fun. The kids really enjoy that. We do have poker. In fact, I was just teaching my son some poker the other night, and so I've got a setup for the top of my pool table so we can play Hold'em and other card games. And of course, you've got to have your rules for your billiard game. You can't just have house rules. We try and play by actual rules. Okay, so I've tried and put a lot of thought into the artwork that we have on these walls. I don't want it. Oh no, it's the bad lighting. So I try and be really thoughtful about the art pieces that do go on the wall, and each one has a little bit of a story to it. So on this wall, the major focus is skiing. The whole family skis. We live in northern Utah. We have ski resorts that are very easy to get to. Snow Basin is just a few minutes away from our house. We can see it out our front window. Powder Mountain. I just came back from Jackson Hole and Grand Targhee and wanted to put some things about those resorts on the wall. This piece, I'm probably going to do a whole episode on this one because that's actually a really good story of why I have this. Most people, and to my knowledge, there's only 2 people in the world that have this. Could be wrong. And maybe that won't be the case after that episode. We'll find out. But I've got a really neat story about that. So we've got the ski wall here. Work on down. So obviously we do a lot with vinyl records and we really enjoy music. Now this room is 14 feet by 28 feet, which is just under 400 square feet. So you have to be efficient with your use of the space. It's also not very tall. I'm about 6.5 feet tall. You can see with the ceiling height, we're just over 7 feet. Insulated tiles, which we've just replaced and put in some can lighting. But I'm somewhat limited. It would be very easy to put in a stereo system that would more than overpower this space. So it's not the loudest and most powerful, but I do have some pretty nice equipment. We just upgraded to the Audio-Technica AT-LP 140. Hopefully I said that properly, but I've got a really nice setup here with this cabinet. Again, some artwork that's very thoughtful and has some meaning. Let's come on down here. You've got to have your refreshments, of course. So this thing's always full of sparkling waters and sodas, which everybody seems to consume at a rapid rate. I've got the Klipsch speakers. We're going to do a more in-depth tour on my sound system for this room. I bought these. It took a lot of thought and intention for what type of speaker I wanted to put in here, and I'm very pleased with these. Of course, we've got the TV. Got to have your flat screen, 60-inch. Along this wall, so we're very active within our state. We've got Antelope Island not too far from us. Utah, we're Jazz fans. I'll talk more about some of these jerseys and why they're here. Capitol Reef, that's an important national park for us. We had to have this sofa custom made for this space. It's not even that great of a sofa for this space. But our house was built in the late 70s with narrow hallways. So in order to get something down here and through the stairway, we actually had to have this custom made in order to fit. The centerpiece of the room, sky's the limit. You could get yourself a $50,000 pool table if you wanted. That wasn't quite in the budget. This room already cost well over $10,000 to put together, as you see. And so I wanted to find just the right fit. So it is an 8-foot table. Because of the height of our ceiling, I didn't want a wall rack with all of the cues constantly poking up into the ceiling. So it's actually got a sliding drawer over here on the side. It's a slate table. It plays pretty dang good. So that keeps things nice and sleek and organized. And I've had a lot of great games on this table, especially with my buddy Chad. 9-ball is our game of choice, but we'll play 15-ball and of course 8-ball. 101, fun, easy games that everybody can play. Take a little bit of the challenge out of billiards. That's the rough draft start tour of my lounge, with a lot more coming up.